Welcome to another episode of Mom Knows Ball, the Bama edition. We are so glad you're here, and I am so glad that I am not by myself today. For those of you who don't know, I'm glad I got company today. So
Listen,
yes, so thank you for co-hosting with me today after Alabama lost to OU again. I'm glad you're here.
same. Listen, we in this together. Like
Yeah.
we in our mourning period. We need 24 to 48 hours to regroup. And I reached out to some fans of some other teams that can maybe give us a little bit of support in how we work through this. Cause this is not our norm, right? But we in this together, right? We need support.
We need each other. We need to start a support group. But I'm sure there are lots of teams who know how to lose and how to handle that. We just aren't there yet. Hopefully, we won't be there. Okay, so let me introduce my co-host today. You see her all over social media, IG, Facebook, TikTok, and I always mispronounced her name, and she told me today it looks like it's Chandra, but it's Chandra. Hey, Shon Harvey, how are you doing?
I am great. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah, my mom did me no favors. My name is spelled with a C, so it looks like Chandra.
Yeah.
But all the people that know me best, I go by Shon. I've been going by Shon since I was at Bama in college
Okay.
many moons ago. But excited to be here with y'all. Absolutely love the podcast. I've known Melinda for several years, and unfortunately, we coming in off a loss. That wasn't really how we planned it, but the Lord knew better. It must be
Yes.
something else in store for us.
I was like, oh my God, got a guest tomorrow, and we got this lost. But just a little bit on how we're connected. So we are both Bama graduates. Roll Tide, roll Tide. We lived in the same neighborhood when I lived in Alabama, and you still live in the same neighborhood. You just moved.
Yep.
She moved to a big old fancy house. See, that's what happens with my people around me. And she is a member of the Divine Nine. She's a Delta Sigma Theta. Go on, do your thing, girl, do your thing.
You know what? Lambda Zeta from the University of Alabama.
And she's a football girl. She's a football mom. And what I love is she does what we talk about all the time. She uses sports and football, and it creates this extra bond for her family. And I love that. I love everything about it. And again, you can catch her on IG, and I'll make sure Jordan puts your but it's Shon Harvey on everything. But
Everywhere. And like Melinda
everywhere.
said, we got that in common. Like my kids have grown up and they are Nick Saban kids. So let me throw it out there that they're living life on the edge right now because all they know is Nick Saban. And we're in this new coaching journey, which we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But all they know is Nick Saban, and they've gone to games their whole life. And so yeah, we're a sports family. My husband, all of us, we love some football.
And so your kids, like me, now my kids are a little bit older, so they kind of remember when Nick came in and everything changed, but they don't know what we went through. They don't know what we went through back
The
in the
struggle
day.
years.
So,
The struggle years.
when we could not get a coach. But we digress. So today, what we want to do is we want to kind of break down this Alabama OU game that we lost. We lost to OU a second year in a row. We lost on homecoming, and now it's all come down to us playing that old team down in another part of the state to see if it impacts us getting into the college football playoffs. But I'm not going to even claim all of that. So you were at the game. I mean, what was the energy like at the game?
We have our normal like routine that my family and I we have, right? So we travel down early. We go to fields on the strip. If you know, you know. And yesterday I took my mic with me. I said I'm gonna get some takes from some people down here about the juju because we talk about juju, right? Does everything feel right? Do we feel like we are lining up right? And our spidey sense had to be off because we felt like we was in line. I was talking to everybody, and people were saying, "Yeah, I posted one of them on my social media yesterday. I got a couple more, but I'm just like, man, we felt good. We got into the stadium. Now I will say There were some OU fans about 2 rows up, and I said, "You got to be careful who you selling your season tickets to because they were rowdy." I haven't
Oh,
spent a lot of time around OU fans, right? But I gotta bump them up. Maybe close under Tennessee, LSU.
oh,
Their fan bases are interesting, but they were quite obnoxious. And this was before the game
mm,
even really got contentious,
wow,
right? So that was interesting. The police had to get involved. It got that deep. Yes, the police had
wow.
to come up and remove them from 2 rows above me. It was a whole thing. Yeah,
Are you still in NN?
we are Indian 12,
Yeah, because
Indian 10.
I haven't been to a game this year, but last year only game I went to at home, I saw your husband, I think, and your son, and I was like, our seats are in the same section. So yeah, those I
Same
did not
area.
sell my seats to an OU fan. I sold my seats to an Alabama fan. So no, they were not my
They
people.
weren't yours, but listen, I don't know who they belong to, but listen, let the record show if you out there. If you sold your seats in N 10, they acted up. And some other season ticket holders had to get the police to remove them. So the spirit
Wow.
felt good. We got into our seats and then things shifted dramatically, and they yapped the whole game. So it was quite a situation.
Wow. Yeah, I was, and I think my juju was off too because I have those games that I'm nervous about. This just wasn't one of them. Again, I'm not taking anything away from OU, but I was concerned about their defense, and
Same,
you know,
same.
it showed up, and so let's just get into it. So we're going to talk about the offense. We're going to give our take on the offense, the defense. We're going to give our star of the game if we can find one. And then we're going to do our side eye. Like, who we giving the side eye to? So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so let me start with the offense. Okay, so I have my little stats here. So, we know what the score was. It was 21-23. Bama controlled all the things that you're supposed to control to win the game: passing yards, rushing yards, time of possession, third down conversions. But I mean, I don't know if it's a one word or two words: turnovers. Turnovers
Killed us.
killed us.
I mean, we after that first one, the pick six, and I said, "What world are we living in?" In the home stadium, I mean, you could just hear the air just get sucked out because
Mm,
it's just like it was just unbelievable. And I mean, Ty has worked so hard. If you go back to the Florida State game, and the monstrosity that was, but he came out and he talked about how he was going to go to work, and I feel like he did. Like
I
I
feel
feel
like he
like he
did
he
too.
had that Tim Tebow moment. Remember Tim Tebow way back when gave that speech, and you'll never see anybody work harder. That whole thing. And I felt like Ty, he came out and did that. But yesterday, I mean, and honestly, he's had some trouble with ball control, right? I don't know what's going on with the O line, the right tackle position, whatever, all of this, right? Some things I'm not sure what's going on, but the turnovers, you cannot turn over the ball 3 times with an opponent like Oklahoma with the type of defense they got. I mean, we just could not get it clicking.
We could not. And you're right. I was talking to a friend and I was like, so what is it? Is it our O line? Is it OU's defense? Is it, you know, Tahoe? Because he does hold the ball a little bit too long.
Yep. Yep.
And he was like, I think it's a combination. It's like
I think
OU's
so.
defense is nasty. And Ty still was holding. I would be like, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball.
Please.
And and
Please.
and it's and I get he's trying to make a play, but there comes a time where you have to say the play is gone.
Yes.
It done left the stadium. It's headed to Birmingham, and it's time to let that ball go. So yeah,
I agree. I
nothing,
agree.
nothing
And I
really.
would say, in addition to that, too, we want to run that ball up the middle. We want to do it so bad, and it is just not clicking this season. So we're going to have to do something else. And we know that OU's defense was going to come in and shut that down. So that being shut down and the combination of Ty struggling to get the ball out, it just took us down through there. I
It
mean, it was just unbelievable to sit there and you kept thinking, okay, we're gonna get it on this. Okay, this is our time. This is our time. And then the time just kept getting away. And then when I looked up and it was like a minute and something left, and we did not get that fourth and six, I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it.
it was hard for me to like accept that. I was like,
Me too.
that's ball game. Right.
Yes, and they in Oklahoma started taking the knee. I was sick to my stomach. I didn't know whether to get up to leave or sit there and mourn. I mean, because normally when we see it, we'll try to get ahead of the crowd. We couldn't even get ahead of the crowd because we were just trying to get our bearings.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not the game I expected. It was, we're on this revenge tour, trying to
Right,
get back everybody who beat us
right.
last year. And this was our third team. And I don't know. I mean, we know OU's head coach is a defensive genius,
Hmm.
and he had an extra week. And I don't,
Yep.
I'm not gonna say this because other people say it, but maybe I am. We do have a lot of people who have bye weeks before they play us,
We
and
do.
and
We
and
do.
that gives them a little extra time. So anyway, but I'm not gonna make excuses. We lost. We
We
lost. Oh,
did.
we
We
did.
did.
Okay, so what did you think about the defense?
Oh my gosh. It felt like everything was clicking for them and not for us. Like and I can't figure out the gap because it feels like different teams show up for different games. Like
Hmm.
you have games where you feel like the defense is just on it and they just shutting them down.
Like the
And
LSU game. Like the LSU.
yes.
Yes.
And then sometimes you wonder, who are these people? This
Yeah.
can't be our team. This can't be the same team, right? I mean, it felt like in those must play moments that OU just they could move the ball. They could get those first downs.
Yeah.
And it's just like the defense was missing tackles, which we know we've seen that off and on this season, like trying to get at their feet. You got to wrap them up, right? Like we're constantly going at the feet and try to trip them up in some cases, and not like my husband wrap them up. So we had our moments, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I think OU is a better team than maybe I gave them credit for. But I feel like we did hand them more opportunities than we needed to. We basically gave them the game yesterday.
I mean, they had a short field all day
Consistently.
long, all day long. And our defense had a few three and outs. So you're like, okay, but then, giving up big plays and John Mateer, QB. And I don't know because I didn't hear them talking. I had always said that John Mateer is a mobile quarterback. Maybe we should have put a spy on him. I don't think we put a spy on him. So, because if we had a spy on him, I don't know that he would have been able to run that
He, he,
that
he
easy.
was he was definitely getting loose, and I don't know if people still thought he was still a little injured with the whole thumb thing, and maybe we didn't really put the right amount of emphasis on him. Clearly, because he was doing a good bit of moving around at our expense,
He
and
was.
we just could not. I'm like, is he greased up? We can't get him. Like, why can't we not bring him down? It's
See,
killing me.
here is the offensive and defensive coordinator for Alabama right here. I mean, the two of us. I mean,
Put
we're
us in,
unstoppable.
coach.
Somebody needs to call Alabama
Give us a
Athletics.
call.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
ready
because
to consult.
we are here for y'all. And okay, so I always do a star of the game, and I always can find something. So here's my star of the game: Greg McElroy, who went to Bama, gave us a natty,
Did he? Oh, okay.
but in his job as a sports analyst, he acts like he didn't go to Alabama, and he actually shows a bias against us. So
Weird.
my star of the game is because he was, he was doing, he was
Hmm.
in the booth. He wasn't so much of a Bama hater on Saturday. So
Okay.
he wasn't a Danny Cannell hater. Danny Cannell just hate us. He hate us. He hate the SEC. He was more like a Joey Galloway hater. Joey is
Okay.
sneaky. He'll say a
Yeah.
little
He low
something.
key with here.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's low key with his. So my star of the game was Greg for not being a uh, Danny Cannell hater.
Well,
Just being
listen,
a little
I
low
was
key.
spared. I was spared yesterday because I was at the game and
That's
I didn't
right.
have to hear Greg. But every Tuesday, when the ratings come on and I see him get up there, I have to take a deep breath because just like you said, I felt the same way. And I didn't realize I made a post about kind of commentators and that sort of thing because I'm so glad I miss CBS and the SEC on CBS. But remember Vern and
And Gary.
Gary. Oh, I said, is he related to Vernon Gary? He's a notch under them. But for
Yeah.
him to have gone to Alabama, the amount of shade I feel like it's an overextension of neutrality. Like you're being a little bit more than neutral, but I'm glad to hear yesterday was better. I
It
didn't
was
get to hear for myself.
it was better. I mean,
Okay,
again,
good.
I think in his efforts, I said when he first started, I was like, he's trying so hard. The sun is killing me. I said he's trying so hard to be a grown up. Like I feel like he was
Yes.
trying to be a grown up. That he was like, I'm not gonna show that. My Alabama loyalty. Well, boy, you better be loyal to Alabama. But I mean,
Uh,
anyway, I'm sorry. Because I gave him my start of game. So,
Listen,
uh,
you can't help but tell the truth because I'm like, look at Mark Ingram, right? And
oh,
when I had to watch Fox because of the dispute that one time I watched Fox, and because I never really, I'm always watching Game Day and all the
yeah.
ESPN stuff, but I watched Fox, and when I tell you, Mark Ingram does not play about Bama. He does not play about Bama.
And that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, did you finally start the
Um, yeah, I don't know that I have one. I think that there was a lot of almost interceptions. Was there's like
game?
two
Oh,
almost interceptions? Where they at least
oh,
broke it up and it was so close. They would fall down and you could just tell it was killing them they didn't get the ball.
yeah.
I can't remember those plays. I can't remember what numbers those were, but there were a couple times where they definitely gave the effort. They were very shy of just getting that interception. So I guess I'll give it to them. If I got to give it to somebody, I guess I'll give it to them for the effort.
I mean, do you want to phone a friend to see if you can find a start of the game? Or we're gonna go with the guys who almost intercepted the
Almost
ball.
interceptions.
I mean, that's scary, and I appreciate you for finding that. And we are Bama lovers, and we're gonna be roll tide into the end. But you gotta be honest about what's going on.
You know
And
what? Let me say this though. I did forget to mention we had a flyover yesterday.
okay,
And we have not had a flyover. The government shut down a lot of things I feel like have impacted the fly. And that was always one of the things I loved at the games. And so we had
okay,
3 helicopters fly over yesterday. And
okay,
so let me give it to them. That squadron, it was amazing. It was 3 helicopters. And they do the perfect thing right over the stadium.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
really
yeah.
amazing. So I feel like that was great contribution to the juju in the stadium. But then, what did we do with it, right? But at least they were there yesterday. And all of us were excited because we have not had that in a while.
So you
Look at
found,
there, I found it.
and there you
Had to
go.
look.
If you think hard enough, okay. And then here's my side eye. And I know everybody is somebody's child, but Alabama, I ain't trying to tell y'all how to spend y'all money, but clearly I am. Maybe we need to take a collection, an NIL collection, and get ourselves a kicker. Now, again, I get it. That was a high snap on that field goal, but still, that holder turned that ball around. He was still supposed to make that field goal. And 3 points is the difference in the game. I mean, I get it. You never know what's going to happen after you get that, but still. So my side eye is Bama. Do we need to take up an NIL collective to find ourselves a kicker?
I'm with you when you're right. That would have to be mine as well. Can we phone Will Reichert? Is he available to come back and help coach and mentor? Because you would expect a team like Alabama to have no qualms getting top-notch people in every position. We should not be struggling with a kicker. And then let me throw a plug for the Hoover High School kicker that made that 55-yarder against Thompson and won the game. Now Hoover, they're out of the playoffs now, but that was a big deal. So I'm like, I don't
Wow.
know who's got him, but he made a 55-yarder at Hoover High School. So listen, I hope we in the portal. No, 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 no shame on Talty. Everybody
I know.
struggles
I
sometime,
know.
but we
I know.
we we just cannot continue to not have in the SEC when games are tight. A kicker can make all the difference. We have got to get that. So if he clearly has the ability, we saw him with some sort of ability to recruit him. Can we get Will? Will, wherever you at out there, can you please come
I
back and help
know.
mentor Talty? And in the meanwhile, Bama, we need y'all to find old boy Hoover or get us some support because we on life support.
Historically had, besides when we had Will, we have had kicker problems. I mean, when it was
Yes.
time to kick a field goal, when it was time to kick a point
Yes.
after, everybody's like doing all their little things they have to do, whatever they have to do, exactly. And so it's just that we're back to that.
A
Yeah, that
40-yarder. We can't make a 40-yarder.
yeah,
How?
yeah.
I mean, for us to hold our breath, like you said, for point afters and field goals in the 40-yard range,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my side eye. So again, NIL collective. Let's
Yay,
just keep on.
Alabama.
I mean, I got $50 on it. If that helps as an
Me too.
alum,
I got,
what you got?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'll match that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we broke down the game. Next week we play. Is
Eastern
it
Illinois.
Eastern Illinois? So I mean, this should be. I mean, I know, but
At this point,
for these games, typically we are able to make things
mm-hmm.
happen, and then we're going to go and have to do the Iron Bowl, and we know that game. It doesn't matter what the records are in that game
Does
because
not.
it's the I'm gonna be a superhero. I'm gonna take every uh legal drug I can take that day and do my best to be a spoiler for Alabama. So
They come with the kitchen sink every time.
every
And
time.
especially with what we have on the line now, for them to be able to spoil all our hopes and dreams of this season, I just hate to even be in that situation. It's
I
what I
hate
wanted to avoid.
That's exactly what I was like. Let's just get this OU game out, and then we can walk into the playoffs, regardless of what happens at the Iron Bowl. But now
Right.
here we are. Here we are. So
Here we are.
there we go. Well, I so appreciate you coming on today. And here's the thing that we tell people after they agree to be a guest. We tell them we never let you leave the family, so we're gonna be calling you back as things happen because you're in, and
I'm in.
we won't let you go. And another thing, I because I did move, I am in my new studio. I'm in my house with this light right in my face, but I'm setting things up. So I have a full desk now because I used to be at my little round table in my apartment. So we're gonna do some. You got my little picture in the back, but we're gonna do some stuff back there.
Love it.
But look, tell us and the Mom Knows Ball family some of the other things you're doing, because I know you're doing some great things down in Alabama.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks again for having me. Would love to stay connected to the pod. Absolutely love what y'all are doing. Social media is really blown up for me. I had a couple videos go viral last season after the struggles we had, and then really have just built on that momentum. Doing exactly what you do, talking about sports, the tie into family, the joy it brings us. Not only football, my son plays baseball. So yeah, I'm on social media at Shon Harvey on all platforms. I also have a small business, Joyful. And Joyful is really about custom merchandise, really unique merchandise that you're not going to find in the store, with all the designs that talk about all the craziness of college football. Like, one of my favorite designs is the I like college football and maybe three people. This is currently my best seller because, truth be told, I love college football. And who are the three people? I don't know. I often talk about who they are not, right? That's an easier list. But yeah, so Joyful, joyfulbyharvey.com. The links in my bios. But yeah, find me at Shon Harvey. I'm a dance mom, baseball mom, football mom, all the things. And I talk about it from a realistic, authentic viewpoint of a mom, a busy mom, and a wife that's just trying to hold on for dear life while cheering on their team. So thank you for bringing me on.
I love your videos. I love everything you do. And what I say about your videos about Alabama is you say the stuff that we all want to say, and we're like, can I get away with that? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can. So
You can.
I totally appreciate it. All right, that is another episode of Mom Knows Ball, the Bama edition. Our Jacksonville Jaguars are winning right now, so hopefully we will have a good episode of Mom Knows Ball, the Jaguar edition tomorrow. Maybe Jordan will join us because he only shows up when the Jaguars have won the game. So I will ask you, Miss Harvey, in Hoover, Alabama, a Alabama graduate, a sports girl, do you know ball?
This girl knows ball.
She know ball. And I'm mom, and of course I know ball. So we will see you later. We'll see you for the Jaguar edition. Bye, and thank you, and roll tide, and let's do
Roll
it.
Tide.
Bye.